Izzo, I just need another one.
Aloha, what up, and welcome to We Random Podcast, where my husband and I discuss, debate, and drop gems on an array of topics and categories. I am your humble host, Savannah, and with me always is my easygoing, enthusiastic, and insanely sweet co-host, Izzo on the Beat.
All right, ease up on the sweet part now.
Yeah, you're
not too sweet.
No.
Nah. Appreciate that intro, babe. Appreciate you.
Do you?
Yes, I do. Always. I'll show you later.
Speaking of showing.
Yeah.
Check out the new
man. Y'all gotta check it out, man. Got the J. Cole, repping Fayetteville, North Carolina, baby.
Are you loving it the way I'm loving it?
Do the right
thing.
Yeah, do the right thing shirt,
it's
man.
That's so relevant right now in this day and age.
Yeah, that's fire.
Lots more people, including the president, needs to do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, what you want to talk about? What we got this week? Finally. Obviously, we talking about this shirt, so that means
we got a sponsor.
Y'all,
for this episode, y'all.
Officially, first sponsor, man. So
if you're
excited
viewing
about
us
that
on YouTube, you can see the threads live. Well, not live, but right now, as we're talking, you can see them. Otherwise, if you're listening, head over to YouTube or Instagram, and you should be able to see our photos on Instagram of our new duds.
Yeah, sure.
But shout out to the homie Martin of DesignMultiverse.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a glorious mix of that nostalgic street culture, head over to DesignMultiverse.com. It's truly your chance to reclaim your favorite shirts that you had back in the day. They had everything from sports, movies, music, and pop culture. The shirt designs from Design Multiverse are very high quality. They print direct to garment, and they have superb customer service. And the shipping is super, super fast. I want to emphasize that part.
Yeah, we ordered it. I don't know what day it was. I got it in like two days, yo. And I'm going to tell you, that's crazy for print on demand, direct to garment, t-shirts, all that. I know they got backlog because of the whole CV virus situation. So to get my shirts in like 2 days and then have to pay no expedited shipping, I was like, yo, this is official. So
shipping is incredibly fast.
Yo.
No other shop can compare. We know because we've looked.
Yep. Yeah. For sure, man. Definitely,
Don't miss your shot at having your new old school shirt again, and head over to www.design-multiverse.com now. And don't forget to use the promo code WeRandomTv for an additional discount off your order.
Yep, man.
I am seriously in awe at how fast these shirts came up, man.
Yeah, man. The speed of the shirts and the quality, they feel nice. I think these are Bella Canvas t-shirts, so they feel soft, man. If you guys know
what Bella Canvas feels like, you know it's incredible.
Yeah, man.
So head over, Design Multiverse. Martin, homie, keep doing your thing, brother.
Hey, man. Appreciate you, man. I'm actually getting ready to look at that Public Enemy shirt and another one. I'm about to get some more.
I want that in living color shirt.
Oh, yeah. Living color shirt. It's fire.
Color.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of those, and I'm getting it finally.
Yeah, man. So
I hate to go from such a high topic to like a mediocre one.
Oh, yeah, well.
But we kind of got to touch on it.
Yeah. And
Trump got the COVID, y'all.
Yeah, that's just from a week ago when we talked to y'all to right now,
it literally happened the same night that we shot.
It hit the fan, bro. It hit the fan quick. Like,
I've seen it a lot. Now, it's not funny that he got COVID, but the irony is very, very funny to me.
Yeah, well, Trump,
he's telling everybody to use your masks, and he wasn't using the masks.
Well, I mean, yeah,
he said it's not a big deal, and then it was a big deal, and now it's not a big deal again.
Right. Well, I mean, for him, in my opinion, Trump he need to sit down, chill out. He was 78, 70, 77 years old. If y'all watch the video when my man came from the hospital. Now, matter of fact, let's not even go there yet. Let's just start with the news of him catching COVID or CV. I keep forgetting to change it up. All right. So he catches the CV, and then instantly, I think maybe the same day or next day, they say they concerned about him. They take him to Walter Reed Hospital, state-of-the-art facility, all that stuff. He's got all this care that most people like us don't have.
Oh, he's the president, of course.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying even before he caught COVID, CV, before he caught CV, he still had the testing every day. He did. I mean, they were on the ball with him, trying to make sure he was on point. Outside of the fact that he did not follow any of the guidelines.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. He didn't wear the
mask, social distancing. I mean, he was kind of up close to people. But he said some things that was mad crazy. One thing that I saw on, I think it was MSNBC or somewhere, he was at a rally, his own rally, and a lady came up to him and was like, "Hey, you're not concerned about catching it?" He was like, "Well, no, because I'm far away, so I'm not gonna catch it." But it's like
far away. But in his brain.
No, because he's on the stage and everybody else is at a distance. So he's like, "I'm not concerned." But I'm like, what about the people that are there, fam? Everybody there isn't way far away from each other. They right up on each other. So you ain't thinking about the people that's out there. Just you are all right. But the people that came to your rally, potentially, they not cool. And I'm sure some people are signing some information. They got to sign some stuff to go out there, right?
It's airborne. Well, I'm not sure how the rallies work, but when we went for our son's graduation, we had to fill out the forms and turn them in so that they had a compiled list of everybody who was at the event, and they had phone numbers and contact information so that they knew where we were sitting and everything, so that they could let anybody in our vicinity know if anybody in this area got the CV. Right. We can contact these groups and let them know. Yeah. But if CV is airborne and somebody sneezes, right, they're not wearing their mask, it can projectile. They've showed it up to 20 feet, I think, is where a sneeze can go. And this is just from going over like the flu stuff.
Right.
12 to 20 feet. It stays in the air. It doesn't die instantly unless it's over 80 degrees. So whether or not he's far away, he might not be far enough, or him just breathing on people and the wind blowing is going to carry it anyway. And people aren't wearing their masks properly.
They ain't wearing a mask out there.
And they're not wearing them properly if they do.
They ain't wearing them over there.
They're not 100% effective. So if you're wearing it and your nose is uncovered or, some idiots cut out the nostril holes on the mask, it's just kind of like, what's the point?
Right.
So him being far away has nothing to do with it. Personally, my conspiracy theory behind it is he didn't really have COVID. It's a stunt. I kind of hate to think that, but how quickly he's recovered, and people who are of his age, his weight class, with underlining
issues,
right, don't seem to be able to kick it the same way that he has been. And he's using all of these experimental drugs to get over it.
Yeah. One of the drugs he's using is like a steroid that supposedly is to kickstart the immune systems in some way, or it's the immune defense.
Right. Yeah.
So it's I think something with the virus, something with it. I ain't even gonna go to all that because I ain't no medical, and they ain't my expertise. But anyway, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty with Trump, man. So I got a few of his tweets up here that I'm gonna pull up.
One of his tweets really bothered me.
Hold on, y'all.
I hope you go over it, or I'll just mention it. He tweeted about COVID's not a big deal, or it's not that serious. And it's like, no, it is that serious. So you can't say it's serious, and then say it's not that serious because you kicked it quickly.
Right.
Not everybody has your same level of care or physicians and the reach that he has. People are still out here dying. The stimulus package, if it's not that serious, we don't need stimulus. We don't need to wear masks. We can go back to living the way we used to and don't have to worry about people dying.
Right.
Because it's not that serious.
Yeah, it's he made a few, man. He was talking about the flu. He said flu season is coming up. Many people every year, sometimes over 100,000. This is not a complete sentence.
He never talks in complete sentences.
Basically, he's saying sometimes over 100,000 people die of the flu. And what he's saying is we don't shut the country down for that and whatever. I did fact check that. Last time we had 100,000 deaths in the country was like either the early 30s or I think it was the early 30s that happened. But that was, they actually did shut down the country at that time. But they said the numbers are inflated when it comes to the flu death, so it's not 100% accurate. But on average, it's about, like, I think last year or the year before was like 20,000.
Well, they're inflating the CV deaths anyway.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of there's been a lot of speculation with that. There's been some truth from personal, people that we might know that been saying, hey man, it didn't happen that way, or this person didn't die from that. So there are some truth to that, but I ain't gonna even speak on that. With Trump, this is some of the stuff that he's been saying, y'all, and let's just get to it right quick. He's got so many new tweets that pops up. Dude tweets like 40 or 50 a day at this point.
That's a good number, sir.
Man, let's see. So, in regards to to what's going on right now, that's got Trump all over the news outside of his CV stuff. What he just did was, I think it was yesterday. There's all the stimulus talks. We've talked about it on this channel before. And what he did was, he basically was like, let's just halt stimulus talks. No more stimulus talks with the Democrats. None of that. So with that being said, as soon as he did let me tell you what that means. When he says halt the stimulus talks, what's in the stimulus package right now that the Democrats are trying to get the Republicans to sign is relief for small businesses. The airline industry, which is getting ready to tank, they needed relief, a bailout. Stimulus checks for people, of course, $1,200. The unemployment extension, or whatever it's called, the emergency extension, or PUA, whatever, that's extra $600 a month, or $400 or $500 a month, on top of whatever your unemployment is. That's on the line. There's also what else am I missing? Something else that's important, man, is in there. That's all in the stimulus talks. So when he said halt the stimulus talks, that literally meant all that is out of the window. Right after he said that, because he was boasting about the stock market was at all-time highs. That means jobs. That's what he tweeted. Right after he said that about the stimulus checks on his tweet, the market fell. The stock market fell like almost 400 points. It dropped instantly. It like a free fall. Like, it's like being on a roller coaster, yo. And right after that, he said all that. The next morning, he's back. And this is what he said the next morning after all that was said. Okay. The House and Senate should immediately approve $25 billion for airline payroll support. That's just that. Then he says, if I am sent a standalone bill for stimulus checks, $1,200, they will go out to our great people immediately. Now, what he said before that was that he was waiting till after the election to pass out stimulus checks once he wins the election. So it's like he's trying to hold us hostage that if we
The
vote
votes.
for him,
Force the votes.
we vote for him, then he's gonna pass the stimulus checks. That's BS. I don't expect that to happen because it ain't happened yet. You've been talking about bigger stimulus package, bigger, better stimulus package, and we ain't got one in 6 months. So I'm just gonna keep it 100. That's bogus, man. So hey, I ain't rocking with that at all. But I do want to say something right quick. And yeah, man, usually y'all used to hearing wifey kind of structure some of this stuff. This episode, I'm a little bit more passionate about this right here. So I kind of set this up myself. I'm letting him
spread his wings and fly.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to pull up this little screenshot that I have. And we're going to go into this part right quick. All right. Now, this is a breakdown of what is currently going on across the country.
I just get to sit here and look pretty.
Yeah, no doubt. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's basically a breakdown of what the country views, or the views of the country when it comes to the president, like what they look at for the president. And we're going to give him a pass or fail grade based on these criterias, right? So we're going to start off with racial inequality. That's the first one. Do you think he pass or fail when it comes to that?
Fail the man.
All right. Why do you think Trump gets a failing grade for racial inequality? I shouldn't have to ask this question, but I'm just asking, just to ask what you think. Why you think he failed?
Because he wouldn't denounce the white supremacists.
That's one, and that's the only one we need to talk about. We ain't even gotta talk about no more.
Wait.
What?
He said, "Stay ready, stand down, but stay ready."
Stand down and stand by.
Yeah, stand by.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Yeah, he's tripping.
So,
all right, so you give him a fail, I give him a fail for obvious reasons.
Right.
My skin. Yeah. So obviously, he doesn't get a passing grade. Now, according to the current polls, I think this is CNN, y'all. So hey, if you don't rock with CNN, you're a Fox person. Hey, it is what it is. I'm just reporting what the poll says. The current poll has Biden at 62% over Trump's 36% in regards to racial inequality. So the American people believe that that's something that Biden is way more stronger on.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was with Obama, so I mean,
Yeah.
just from looks of things.
Yeah. Plus, there was different, not necessarily racial inequalities that they focused on, but they focused on inequalities. It wasn't so prevalent
during their
it wasn't racial,
tenure.
but it was they did focus on a lot of inequalities, which were LGBT,
trying to
stuff like that, trying to push
them,
things.
right?
So they do get down when it comes to what I mean, those
he's
rights.
got Kamala on his side, so I mean, I guess he figures he's got to run with somebody of color to be able to get elected.
Yeah, and plus
that helps optics.
Yeah, plus I think
we watch Power. We know what optics is about.
I think Kamala was talking. I think she was in the talks when it comes to the reparations talks that the ADOS community has been pushing for pretty hard when it comes to African Americans getting reparations. So even now, but after seeing all this stuff with stimulus and how much money's been tossed around, the talks are kind of pushing up a little bit more. So, anyways, coronavirus. That's the next one. Pass or fail?
Fail, sir. He's like what I said earlier. He's probably like the only leader of a nation that's got it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think so. I think you're right.
Fail.
All right. Yeah, I give him a fail too. Mostly because he got it. And he ain't doing nothing to change it.
And just with the tweet about not talking about stimulus, and then if we elect him, he'll make the stimulus pass. If you could have did that and you didn't do that now, I'm failing you off rip because you could have resolved this months ago.
Yeah.
And so many people out here are struggling.
He wilding with that, man. So I'm going to give him a fail. You give him a fail. 59% of the country believes Biden is more equipped than Trump's 38% when it comes to handling coronavirus. Moving forward.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have a plan. He ain't had a plan. He's just like, hey, it's going to disappear eventually.
Winging it.
Get back to work.
Winging it.
He looks like a massa right now. Get back to work. do what you got to do. We're okay.
Slave country.
Yeah. Healthcare.
Fail.
All I know when it comes to the healthcare is that Trump doesn't appear to actually have a solid plan.
No.
And there is already a plan in place with Biden and Obama with Obamacare or Affordable Care Act.
Right.
So that does help people with pre-existing issues, all kind of stuff. Trump is actually trying to get that removed with adding the new Supreme Court justice, and she's not rocking with the that plan. So
it's kind of dumb considering what's going on right now.
Yep. So
affordable healthcare is what everybody needs right now. Getting rid of it and having people jack their prices up so that they can stay in business, but yet tank people or force them to have no healthcare is ridiculous.
Right. That don't make no sense. So next one we got is, it's almost laughable, crime and safety.
Fail.
Right. Me too. And it's not, this is not me for real talk. It's not trying to like bash Trump. I am literally pulling this from a poll, and I'm also judging it myself. Because it's percentages of people that are like, Trump is the one on that one.
Yeah.
I think, he failed on this one also. Crime and safety. Do I feel more safe?
No.
Do I feel like the crime has got better?
I feel like he's instigated a lot more racial hate crimes right now because of how he handles himself, conducts himself, and what he says. It almost gives the racists, more energy to go out there and commit these crimes.
Exactly. So, yep. All right. So we on the same page with that. The last one is the economy. Now I'll give Trump this before.
No fail.
The CV. He was helping the economy was booming.
He inherited a good economy.
He inherited some of the benefits of it. Now, he still did work. I ain't gonna knock him. He still did work. But he had already inherited some of the gains that the economy was already moving in a positive direction. So he just basically assisted with that and made it better. Right?
I feel like that's joining a team that the LeBron is on. Yeah.
So, as far as the economy, before the CV he was on point with it. But right now, you got to go based on where we are, how he's ending his presidency. And right now, with the percentage that he has, the unemployment at, the current debacle with the whole stimulus package deal, the economy, everybody basing the economy off the stock market, that's not a good way to judge because the stock market is currently being boosted up every time they're getting ready to crash by the Treasury Department. They keep bailing out the stock market. So it appears that the stock market is doing greater and better than what it actually is. And then they keep coming up with these ideas that we're creating these jobs, but these are just jobs that were once there that are now being brought back in. So it's like they're not new jobs. They're just the jobs that they currently had. And if they are new jobs, we're just replacing the jobs we lost. Either way, it's not like it's added to what we were before. So anyway, all of that, I give him with that one. With that one, I can't give him a straight fail, but I can say he's at a D right now. He can still pass. I don't know.
I just failed him on everything. That is not a D.
Maybe a fail, but he's at 48% to 50% Biden. So he's almost 50-50 on that.
Well, they're going by numbers. I'm going by straight pass or fail. He failed. He's giving me PTSD, I think, along with 2020. Yeah.
And that's real talk, man. A lot of people are stressed out dealing with this situation.
There's more levels of anxiety now.
Oh, man. Anxiety's at an all-times high.
To our next topic coming up on...
You ready to get up off that
We
Trump?
Random.
Huh? She is not feeling Trump. She was ready to move.
So tired of him.
She was knowing what it was. She was ready to start talking,
Secret
y'all.
Service agents.
She was ready to start talking, y'all. She was like, this man been talking too long.
No, I'm not. But the Secret Service agents, I was saying earlier that, they're upset with him and frustrated with him and all of this CV stuff because they already risked their lives for him, but now he's having them risk their lives and their families' lives because he won't wear a mask and he's highly contagious right now. So his arrogance, his ignorance, his just, I don't know. I can't deal with it sometimes.
It is what it is, man.
When you go over things just and lay it out straight like that, it's just kind of like, all right.
Hopefully,
you've had your 4 years.
Come election time, I mean,
I don't think he
know
took the job in the first place to help the presidency. I mean, to help the United States. I think he did it for clout. He did it for himself to say he did it. It's something he wanted to do, and bucket list, huh? Bucket list.
Well, anyways,
to help his image.
Anyways, with that Trump situation, man, everybody go out and vote. I think it's November 3rd. Make sure y'all vote. Vote early if you can. If you don't want to stand out in them lines and stuff like that, and deal with the whole virus stuff, go vote.
Check your options.
And man, it is what it is. We'll see what's gonna happen for the next 4 years. But regardless, don't let this one person dictate what you do. Do what you got to do no matter who's the president. That's just how it's going to roll. Anyway, y'all, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, listen to some music, and we're going to hop in this next topic. We're going to get deep, talk about anxiety, and it's a personal issue I deal with, and it's near and dear to me, so y'all going to really get a chance to know me a little bit better. So let's get it.
Woo. Izzo, I just need another one.
Y'all, we back. So, anxiety. Lots of people have had it in 2020. I live with somebody who has it. I have a bit of it myself, but definitely not on an overwhelming feeling that it cripples me from day to day. So I'm one of the lucky ones. I guess I'm going to go over, there's 6 types of anxieties. I'm going to read a brief description on each of them, just so you guys have more of a background of it. And then my wonderful husband here can go over the types that he lives with and his knowledge about it, because he has done his book work on this extensively.
A lot of trials and
tribulations.
Yep, a lot of testing on myself. So, yeah.
Guinea pig.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the first kind, I think, is the main kind, and the biggest one is generalized anxiety disorder. And that's when a person feels anxious on most days, worrying about lots of different things for a period of 6 months or more.
Yeah.
There's social anxiety, where a person has an intense fear of being criticized, embarrassed, or humiliated in everyday situations, such as speaking publicly, eating in public, being assertive at work, or making small talk.
Right.
There are specific phobias. So, like arachnophobia, when people are afraid of spiders or clowns or, flying in airplanes or getting a shot. So they feel very fearful about that. And then they'll go to whatever lengths to avoid them. And then there's panic disorders. A person who has panic attacks, which are intense, overwhelming, and often uncontrollable feelings of anxiety, combined with a range of physical symptoms. Someone having a panic attack may experience shortness of breath, chest pain, dizziness, and excessive perspiration. Sometimes people experience a panic attack. They think they're having a heart attack and are about to die. If a person has a recurring panic attack or persistent fears of having one for more than a month, they're said to have panic disorder.
Yeah.
Also is OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder.
Yeah.
A person has ongoing unwanted intrusive thoughts and fears that cause anxiety. Although the person may acknowledge these as silly, they often try to relieve their anxiety by carrying out certain behaviors or rituals. For example, a fear of germs and contamination can lead someone to constantly washing their hands and clothes. And then there's PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. This happens after a person experiences a traumatic event from war, assault, a car accident, or any kind of natural disaster. Symptoms can include difficulty relaxing, upsetting dreams or flashbacks of the event, and avoidance of anything related to the event. PTSD is diagnosed when a person has symptoms for at least a month.
Okay.
So
good job, babe. Got all the information out there.
Twisting bookwork.
That sums up a lot of it, man. Did you want me to just start talking or what?
I think you should just go over the type that you have or the types that you have.
Okay.
Mine was more generalized, and I did have a couple of panic attacks, but
Right. All right, well, okay, so not me being too long-winded, basically when I was 23, I had moved to Las Vegas. Got to Vegas, money situation was, when I got out there, I only had about $1,500, $2,000. At the time, I had a place to stay. I was just going to get on my feet. So, real quick, that $2,000 in Vegas went quick. Fast.
15 or 200? 2,000.
I said between 15 to 2,000. I can't remember the exact amount. But I saved up, man. So, anyways, me and my cousin, you know what I mean? We was out there. I had a place to stay. He was in the military. So everything, as far as the travel to get there, all that was pretty much covered as far as the furniture and everything. I just had to get out there. So got there. I think within the first few months, that money kind of dwindled out. And I started to really like, yo, I got to get this figured out because I can't be out here without no money. And
needing a date.
None of that, man. Like, that ain't gonna work. So I started to get stressed out, you know, and I was stressing probably a little too much. I was drinking a whole lot of soda at the time, a lot of Sprite, not Sprite, whatever soda had a lot of caffeine, huh?
Mountain
Dew, real caffeinated sodas, right? And energy drinks, all that, staying up late, working on music and stuff. All right, so fast forward from that. What ended up happening is I started like one night in the middle of the night, I felt my heart beating kind of funny. I'm like, what am I beating like that for? And then, so then now I'm aware of my heartbeat and I'm like, I don't like the way that's doing that. Then I felt like kind of struggling to breathe a little bit. I instantly go in my cousin's room, knock on his door like, hey man, I'm having a heart attack. He was like, man, go sit down somewhere. You straight? You ain't having no heart attack. I'm like, yeah, man, I can't breathe. As I'm talking to him, I can't breathe, man. Like that, right? So he like, man, you straight. Then I did everything that I wasn't supposed to do. I Googled it. I Googled what was going on with me. Mm-hmm. And so when I Googled, the first thing popped up was heart attack. I was like, hey, now I went back to his room. I was like, hey, I'm having a heart attack. He was like, so he get out the bed because he was going to sleep. He gets out the bed. He come in there like, you all right, man? I'm like, man, I'm struggling. I can't catch my breath, man. I don't know why I'm tripping. So he went and go get me some water. Like, I'm gonna get you some water. So he calls the 911. He on the phone with them. He hands me the water. He's on the phone with them. And he's telling them what's going on with me. They're like, okay, what's the problem? He's like, he's having a hard time breathing. They think he's having a heart attack. And they said, okay, well, whatever you do, don't give him no water. He had already gave me the water. And I overheard him. I said, oh, I'm drinking the water now. I'm like, oh, I'm going to die, man. I'm going to drown. So I'm going to drown because I'm, you know.
My cheeks hurt.
I figured I was dying. So the paramedics came. They came in and did an EKG right on the spot. It was like, man, you straight, man. Just go to sleep. I'm like, okay. Like, you probably just, man, the soda, the caffeine, man. They said, if you have it happen, another episode, just call us next time. We'll take you down. So 2 days later, after that, I was on crazy alert. Like, everything about me had shifted. At that moment, I was no longer the same person. I was so hyper aware of my heart, my body, to the point where 2 days later, I was like, I'm having another panic attack. But I didn't know it was panic attack. I'm thinking I'm having another heart attack. I'm like, yo, something ain't right. I am dying. I'm in the extremes with it. And so they come out this time. Paramedics come out this time. And they said, we got to take you down because you called us twice. We got to take you this time. They said, everything looks to be okay, but we got to take you. So they put me up on the stretcher. My cousin and somebody else was over there. They looking at me on the stretcher. They laughing at me. Paramedics got mad, like, don't, this is not a funny matter. Paramedics about to try to yoke my cousin and them up. They about to scrap in there. He was like, yeah, man, this ain't a funny matter. Don't be laughing at this man. You don't know what's going on. They was like, yeah, you right. So they took me out on the stretcher. Like I was like, what's that movie with the guy? Is it Me, Myself? Not Me, Myself, and Irene. What's the movie where he got his zipper? He got his meat stuck in the zipper.
Oh, is there something about Mary?
Yeah, and he walk, and he's on the stretcher, and he's giving like the thumbs up as he's walking. Yeah, that's basically. Yeah. That's basically what I was doing on my way into the ambulance. So we go down to the hospital that night, and they let me go and said, "You're okay, but we want to have you go get seen, checked by a doctor." After I went to the doctor, man, he's like, "Yeah, you're having panic, constant panic. Can't stop panic, so we're going to give you some Xanax and stuff like that. Keep you cool, calm down." Xanax helped me out, but it just didn't last long enough. And I was in my mind at that point where I was like, yo, I'm tripping. So long story short, after that happened in 2010. I have still had anxiety since 2010. It's 2020 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long time.
Before that anxiety attack, I can remember how I thought, my mind, how my mind was, how I never was analyzing my body the way I analyze it now. I never paid it any attention. I never tried to. Like, it was almost like it was a hard thing to do. Now it's so easy for me to be aware of everything, to how my feet tingle, to
my foot to sleep.
Yeah, to everything.
I'm having a heart attack.
So I'm nowhere near where I was back then. I have done so much self help to get me to where I am now, where
and
I can
Googling.
function. Yeah, I function way better. And I had been on medication in a while. I was on medication maybe 4 years ago for a brief time because I had an episode where I needed some assistance with kind of relaxing. But I had suffered, and I'm not gonna say I suffer now, even though I struggle with it from time to time. I'm not gonna say I have a disorder because I want to think positive. You know what I mean? I want to be like, you know what I mean? I suffer from it from time to time, but I ain't bad. That's how I want to, that's how I want to spend it. But generalized anxiety for sure is one I've dealt with. I think that's what I still currently deal with to this day. I have anxiety every day. It could be from me working on projects to my music, getting stuff done, being organized, all kind of things that interacts with my day can cause me to be anxious, and it'll impact my day.
Don't I know it?
Panic. I don't think I have full-blown panic attacks on that level all the time, but I do feel like I still suffer from, I'm not scared of it, I'll put it that way. I'm aware of it. I know when my body is tripping, but I'm not scared of the panic attacks because I know what's happening with my body to the point now I know what's going on. I need to relax, chill out. It's still uncomfortable. I can't always control it. It's going to do what it's going to do, but I suffer from that from time to time.
How about you elaborate on that part? The panic attacks.
Panic attacks.
And the
so,
fight or flight.
All right. This is hopefully some information that'll help somebody else that may be suffering from anxiety. Okay. First things first, you are never alone in this situation. I'm going to tell you the best advice I can give you is when you think you are the only person that's ever experienced what you're experiencing with your body, that's an absolute lie. I thought that nobody can understand what my body was feeling like. Even though everyone was telling me I was straight, I was cool, and it's just me. I need to relax. It's my mind. It's how I think. Nah, fam. I'm hurting. Something ain't right. But your mind can do some of the craziest things, and you really got to get into a lot of things about yourself with that. But I'll go into like some of the symptoms, the fight or flight stuff like you were talking about. So what happens with, and I'm sure people that have suffered from it severely have already Googled all this stuff and looked into it. But just for the person that either is thinking that I'm not that bad, or it's not that big a deal,
or undiagnosed yet,
or right, the fight or flight thing, what happens, your brain, your mind, your body, like when you sense true fear, like say you go outside and there's a lion outside your house, you're gonna be fearful at that point. So now you like, do I stay here and fight this lion, or do I run away? Depending on what you decide to do, your body then prepares itself for whatever you're gonna do. If you're going to flee, then your body starts to try to release certain things in the body. Like if you know you suffer from anxiety, you probably somebody that urinates and poops a lot. You might have a lot of issues with your bowel system and your stomach, because whenever you want to flee something, the body has to get light. It needs to lighten up. And the way it lightens up is it gets rid of waste and stuff in your body. So that's why you have constant issues with your stomach, constant issues with peeing and all that crap.
So if you guys remember anything from movies, sometimes when people get nervous, they poop.
Yeah.
Or if they have like a gun put to their head, sometimes you see them and like they wet themselves.
They wet themselves.
So that's kind of in relation to that. That's
exactly. Good example, babe. So you got that situation. And with that, there are other things. So when you are fighting and you're not a person that wants to flee, then your eyesight, like you have to, your body prepares itself for certain things. So your vision gets tunnel vision, like you're looking at the threat. So everything else doesn't matter in your vision. Your body is kind of like, okay, we don't need to see all these other things. You need to focus on this one particular thing that's in front of you, which is the fear. So that's how your eye vision, not your eye vision. That's how your vision can start to be a little bit blurred, a little bit funny, a little bit different, and you suffer from other things like derealization and stuff like that. Derealization to me is probably one of the worst of the symptoms that you feel. Derealization makes you feel like you're absolutely outside of your body. You know, you don't feel like you're present. It feels like you're in a film. It's like a film or fog over top of your eyes, and you can't you feel like you're participating, but it's weird. It's a weird sensation. Now, folks, these are all sensations that can happen from anxiety. I am being straight up with you. When people think that anxiety is a joke, anyone that, in my opinion, that has suffered from it or does suffer from it daily, these are strong individuals. These are people that can deal with a lot, because it takes a lot to deal with that on a daily basis and not lose your mind, fam. Straight up. I don't suffer from derealization like I have, but I only dealt with that whenever there was a huge episode for me. Like if I had a big problem, and that's maybe only happened in the course of 10 years, maybe 3 or 4 times. So it doesn't happen all the time. But if it does, I know my anxiety is extremely high, right? So anyways, that's kind of what you deal with when you're dealing with the fight or flight response and some of the symptoms and stuff like that like you're gonna
panic
feel.
Attack and anxiety.
Yeah, and what I suffer from is mostly the panic stuff and the generalized anxiety, not the other stuff. The other stuff really don't do nothing with me. Social anxiety, not really. Yeah, I don't think so. Not too much. I was a little anxious about the show, like when we first started to film the show. So filming the show for me, it was like, I'm a little anxious about that, how that's gonna come across, because it's not something that I do. It's almost like a little bit of a fear getting in front of the camera and stuff.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Like going live, gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
Like Facebook Live, IG Live, like that kind of stuff gives me anxiety, because it's. I mean, to me it shouldn't, because it's something so small.
Right.
But it's kind of like I don't even understand why. But yeah, because I'm not gonna say I'm so private, but I only share my life with a small group of people.
Right.
It's like putting yourself out there. I think for a lot of people, I think for a lot of people, you can kind of get anxious or feel some kind of way just doing that. For some people, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. We're just having fun. We're just doing whatever. So hello, my mom goes live on Facebook all the time, and it's just like, hey, she's got it in your face, and it's like, oh my God, Mom, stop. Yeah, but no. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I do. I mean, even now, I still feel like, live.
But that's part of it.
I need a friend with me in the room.
That's part of it. I think the good thing is being honest about it, and at the same time conquering whatever that fear is. I think by us starting the podcast, it opened up a lot for me. Where I was like, okay, I could do this. It ain't really that much. But getting up to it, I would sabotage myself every time if I could to not do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So this is a big thing for me, you guys, for sure, man. I appreciate you guys listening to the channel, checking it out. I mean, this is a serious topic for me, so y'all really getting a chance to know me, because I don't talk about. I don't ever get this deep. I don't even talk to my folks like this deep. When I say my folks, I mean like, I talk to them about it, but I don't really go into I'm talking about like my cousins and my grandparents. I don't go in that deep on that. My mom, my dad, yeah, we talk about it because they dealt with it with me. But other than that, this is like, I mean, y'all are extension of my family. That's how I look at it. So y'all definitely getting the chance to really know us, know me, all the stuff that goes into what we do. And but in regards to anxiety, man, hopefully this is something that can inspire you guys to realize that you ain't really dealing with it by yourself. It's so many resources out there to help people that's suffering from it. It's not even funny. Like, I done so much research and so many trials. I'm gonna give y'all some stuff that y'all can do. That's really what this is about. It's kind of let you know what I've dealt with, but just give you some straight up sources to help you cope when it's like crazy. You don't feel like you got any options. I'm gonna tell you guys some stuff that you can do.
If you haven't gone to the doctor, or you don't want to go to the doctor, maybe try some of it out. Yeah. But I would recommend going to see a physician if none of it helps. Oh yeah, straight up, no doubt. Definitely try to figure out the source of your anxiety, because that helped you a lot. Yep, source of the anxiety is a big thing, man. And you might have to go see somebody to figure that out. You might can't figure that out on your own. I like to kind of just, look at myself like a project and figure my own self out. He's definitely a self-help person. So, sometimes to his detriment. Yeah, like I know. It's certain things I should just deal with a professional on and help me see it from a different perspective. And that's the positive thing about going to, going to someone to actually talk to them about, a therapist or a physician. Yeah. Because psychiatrist, psychologist. Yeah, they give you a different outlook. They're not biased, so they can tell you, hey, you probably being too harsh on yourself, or they can be like, you bringing on too many projects, you're doing too much stuff. You need to kind of like, organize your workflow, different things that help you out. So that's a great option. Depending on what you're dealing with, real talk, if it's like everyday anxiety, there's some simple little home remedies you can do to kind of help ease you a little bit. It's not gonna maybe get rid of everything, but it'll help you to start working on yourself. Chamomile tea is great. Tea in general is good, but stress relief tea, kava, stuff like that, drink that in the mornings. If you gotta drink that joint all day. I had periods where I drink it like 6 or 7 times a day, man. Hard. Yeah. So passion flower is good. Tastes good too. I would say get you some GABA, which is a herb that helps you
with your serotonin level and stuff like that, which is good for helping you to relax. Because your body produces so much serotonin, and that's usually produced after you work out. So normally when somebody works out, after they work out, they kind of got a little bit of a rest, and they feel better about themselves also. So GABA is good to help you with that, help you with your mood, all that stuff.
Working out.
Working out is great. Your image, seeing yourself in a different light is great. These are just resources that you guys can do to help out.
Cold showers.
Cold showers is crucial. People that don't like to do cold showers. What that does is it helps the stress level with your body, because your body can handle so much stress. So when you're dealing with cold water, that's kind of like a stress on the body, and the body gets used to it to the point where it starts to regulate your body temperature. All those things are real critical when it comes to anxiety and panic attacks and all that stuff. So cold shower, usually what happens, most people that are starting to suffer from an anxiety attack, they'll tell them to go take a cold shower or put a cold rag over their head or over their over their neck to help slow down the heart rate. Cold water will instantly do a reflex of the body has a reflex that when it feels cold water, it thinks you're underwater. So it instantly slows the heart rate down because it thinks that your body's underwater. Trust me, y'all. I ain't spitting nothing but facts. This is stuff that
Gems, game.
This is stuff
mic
that
drop.
this is stuff that I've done over the years, yo. Cold showers is crucial. Instantly, when you're feeling overwhelmed, go in there and do that. Now, some of these things are tricking your mind at the moment, and that's good to just get you out of that situation for that moment. But the real issue that you got to deal with is what wifey said about what's the root cause, and you're gonna have to deal with your mind, yo. You got to change how you think. That's the, in my opinion, that's the biggest obstacle that you're gonna deal with. If you deal with, I
think you have some good resources to go through for
I
that.
got a few of them. Yeah, I got a few that I want to mention for you guys to look at real quick, and
we can also get into that after this break, and we can attack that issue, and we can also discuss what it's like to live with somebody who has anxiety.
Facts. Yeah. We can do that. You know what I mean? We'll get to some music. That way, you know, you guys get a little break from the anxiety right quick. Listen to some music.
We don't want you to get anxiety talking about anxiety.
But this is for real. This episode, honestly, it may not be for everyone to watch, but it's really for those people, in my opinion, that may be suffering from anxiety or just negative thoughts or just thoughts in general currently right now, uncertainties, all kind of stuff, and you just feeling overwhelmed and you don't really know where some of these things are coming from. So This is really what this episode is about. So hopefully this touches some people.
If not all of you, because you might have a friend right now who is telling you that they feel like this, and you have no idea, and they have no idea.
Exactly.
And you might be able to drop game on them.
No doubt. So
it's for everybody.
Yeah, straight up. That's true. That's true. All right, y'all. Well, let's do some more music, and when we come back, we'll chop it up a little bit more on certain things you can do and some more gems I'm gonna drop for y'all. So, all right, we'll see y'all in a minute.
Izzo, I just need another one. Izzo, I just need another one.
And we're back, y'all.
Yep.
So,
What up?
the mindset and anxiety.
All right. So,
Educate us, boss.
all right.
Big
This is
Slim.
Big Slim. All right, so this is what I think. This is my perspective on it. So the mindset is crucial in regards everything. Your anxiety is all in your mind. All that's in your brain. Everything
and the
that you
mind is
deal
a
with.
powerful thing.
Everything you're dealing with is in your mind, right? So I know you guys have heard positive thinking, be positive, think positive, all that stuff. And most of the time when you hear that, you be like, man, go ahead with all that
Be
positive.
tired of hearing it sometimes.
Go ahead with all
Chef
that.
Joe. So,
Go ahead with all that.
right.
I'm going to tell you guys, that right there was probably the biggest shift for me. I think I had, I've actually had some of the best things happen in my life by me changing my mindset. One thing was when I moved to Vegas. You guys know the story now, but when I moved to Vegas, my mindset was I was going to be moving to a larger city where I could do more of my music. And I had a vision right before it happened. And I was on a positive trip. Like, I was thinking positive, everything. You couldn't say nothing to me that I didn't spin it into a positive. And then I actually reached my goal. I did music, recording, all that stuff, record contract, whole nine. Okay, fast forward from that. I had my episode that happened in Vegas. And then a few years later, I started switching my mindset. When my mindset switched, that's when I met my wife.
Oh,
I met her because I switched my mindset up. I changed how I thought, what I was expecting. Everything changed. So what I'm telling you is the mindset is key. And you gotta get outside of your comfort zone. Some things that you currently do now is detrimental to your growth. Like, you're stunting your growth on a daily basis. Like, you might be, like, for example, it's a book that I was gonna tell you guys about. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard, oh man, you being lazy, or you haven't done this or you haven't done that. And you get these negative outlooks about yourself, or it could be your appearance. I don't look a certain way. Somebody might have told you was ugly. You got a flat booty, all kind of stuff.
when you're younger or at any point in time in your life.
And those are things
that you stuck.
Those things that you hold with yourself, and it limits you from doing what you want to do, right? So you got to get out of the mindset of thinking negatively towards yourself and negatively in period. Whatever you do, you got to figure out a way to be positive. And I got a few books that I think you guys could read or even listen to. A good source is audible.com, which is through Amazon. I think they do have a free trial. The first 30 days, you get a free trial. I think you might have to have Prime, but if you don't, I think it's maybe a discount price. But I know after the first 30 days, there's like $14.99 or something like that. But you usually get a certain amount of credits. I think when you first start, you get 3 credits. 3 credits means it's pretty much a book. Each book is about 1 credit, right? The dope thing about Audible is you can listen to the book, and if you finish it, you can just request to get your credit back. You can tell them, hey, I didn't like the book, and they'll give you a credit back. Now, that's only going to last. Now, this the hookup me right now. It's only going to last for a certain amount of time. You can't do that but maybe a good 10 times. After about 10 times of you doing that, they're going to be like, hey, man, you out of gimme backs. You can't do no more of those. So now you're going to have to keep it. But that's a good way to listen to a lot of different books. Anyway, I'm going to give you a few books that I think is crazy. First of all, before even pulling this one up, Think and Grow Rich is like everybody's first book or everybody's favorite book. It's by Napoleon Hill. You can Google him. You can put him up on YouTube and you can hear him speak. You can even listen to this book on YouTube as well if you don't want to get Audible. A lot of these can't be pulled up on YouTube. That book basically is what I used and what I was reading before I moved to Las Vegas, before I had my vision. So it basically just gives you a lot of stories of prominent people and how they went through all this adversity in order to reach their goals, and how they had to change their mindset, and think differently in order to reach their goals. It's an amazing book. It gives you tools on how to think differently. It's got so many quotes in there that's like timeless. It's a great book. You'll go back and listen to it over and over and over. Some of the more recent books that I listen to now, The Secret. I know you guys have probably heard of that. That's by Rhonda Byrne, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. That's a great book. It's pretty much, if you're listening to it on Audible is great because they have music that plays with it, so it's kind of soothing or whatever. But The Secret pretty much is just talking about affirmations, like how to manifest things. If you want things to happen in your life, how do you manifest it? You have to manifest it by thinking a certain way, believing a certain way. All these things are dealing with your mindset. Once again, like I said, your mindset is key. So these are some of the tools you can use to help you tap into, how do I become more positive? How do I think more positive? How do I help change my life? Whether it's a relationship, you might want to change your relationship up. Like, your relationship could be going bad. Either you need to move into another direction in a relationship, maybe you need to find somebody else, or you just need to figure out ways re-energize yourself.
Sometimes when you deal with anxiety, you just get so tired.
Right.
And you're just so overwhelmed.
Right.
And it kind of starts a cycle where you're just exhausted and you need to, think differently. Yeah. You need to get outside of yourself and your environment. And books are a good way to do that. Right.
Straight up. Yeah, it helps you think differently, man. Especially if you don't have a counselor or somebody you can talk to, therapist, whatever. Sometimes this is the first step before you jump all the way out there to talk to a therapist.
Or in between the times that you talk to your counselor, if you can't get a hold of them, it's a good way to kind of try to keep yourself positive until you can get there.
No doubt. I got two more real quick, guys. This one here is called Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. Bruh, this book is short, but it's powerful, man. It basically it breaks down once again that positive mindset, but it's really talking about belief, and some of the religious people, Christians, others, they know a lot about having faith and believe, and that you can move mountains, things can happen. You hear a lot of that talk in this book, and between this book and the other book that I'm going to talk about, it deals with your subconscious mind, And I ain't trying to get super deep, but this is just for you guys to maybe better understand. When you're dealing with your subconscious mind, right? That's more so like your dream state. Like when you have dreams, that's kind of more in the subconscious mind realm, like how your dreams are. Now, your day-to-day is not, of course, your subconscious mind. That's just your, I don't know the actual term, your conscious mind or whatever. Oh, yeah, your conscious. Mind. Yeah. So day-to-day, that's why you hear all these books. A lot of people talk about positive affirmations and you having to repeat them or write them down or put them somewhere where you can see them and chant them. Because what happens is your subconscious mind is trained based on things that have happened in the past. So it creates a memory base of whatever you've experienced. So like trauma as a kid, bullying, all these things. So it creates that in your subconscious. And no matter what, you can tell yourself in your mind that I'm not this person. But until you repeat it to the point where it's just over and over and over, you need to do that in order for the subconscious mind to take that in, because it's already a learned thing, the subconscious mind automatically is going to take however you feel. You might say, yo, I'm feeling good today. Subconscious mind is like, nah, we're sick, fam. Yeah. And the reason the subconscious mind is feeling that way because maybe years ago, you've always was in that mindset that I'm sick. I feel sick. It's a learned habit that is built. So you have to basically reverse that. That's not overnight. It doesn't happen just like that. But if you repeat these positive affirmations, I feel good today. Today's going to be great. I'm a money magnet. All these different things. You know, I'm a walking bank.
I'm
just
a money
different.
Magnet.
I'm a walking bank. The walking bank is my joint. I say that every day. I'm a walking bank. Like,
you're a walking bank for sure. You're my bank.
Yeah. So I'm saying positive words that you can say over and over that helps you get a feeling. Like you feel it also when you say it. It's also
I'm slim and trim.
There you go. So, you know, whatever it is you need to say.
I'm definitely out here thicker than the sicker now, and I've been saying that for years.
Yeah, you just said that for a minute. So, I mean, like I said, y'all, with the words, you repeat them so that your subconscious mind eventually will then believe it as well. You got to change. You basically, it's just calling your bull. Your subconscious mind is like, yeah, okay, whatever, fam. You saying you look cute, but then deep down inside, I know how you
slim and trim, slim and trim, slim and trim.
Yo, so you gotta continue to repeat it till it holds, and when it holds, that's when you start to see things manifest for you. So think positive, write it down, come up with a game plan, and just change it. Like when the situation is going negative, think about it. On a matter of fact, I think it's an example that I heard, and it might have been in one of these books. I'm trying to remember.
Mention that other book.
Oh, the other book is
Unfuck Yourself.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I forgot about that one. That one. Okay. That book is by Gary John Bishop, and basically what he is saying is that you are not your thoughts. Okay, so good example. And all these books tie in to helping you change your mindset.
THOUGHTS, not THOTS. Thoughts.
Oh yeah, not like thoughts. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to change your thoughts, but I mean, you might be a pimp out here. You might be somebody else. But no, it's like so. Prime example is the lazy thing again. Like, you might have this thought in your mind like, oh man, I'm so lazy. I've been lazy today, right? But you're not that thought until you act upon it, right? So whatever you are thinking about yourself, you are not that until you actually act on it. So if somebody say, yo, I'm a bum, and you saying you a bum in your mind, if you are a bum that day, then you are a bum, fam. Not necessarily like a bum overall, but if you are saying for the day, yo, I'm about to bum it today. Okay. Well, if you act on bumming it today, then technically you are a bum that day. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you know? I don't mean like you
weren't looking at me at the moment, so I didn't know.
I don't literally mean like you a bum on the corner, but like the example I'm trying to make is whatever you're saying or thinking about yourself.
Potato.
Whatever you're saying or thinking about yourself, you are not that until you act upon it. So if you say, I am a boss, and you get up and you go and do something like a boss, then you're a boss. But if you're a boss and you sit around and you don't do anything,
you're not a boss.
Then you're not a boss. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you're saying, you have to act upon it in order for that thing to actually be true, negative or positive.
Yeah, like I'm a killer in these streets.
You need to be out there murking people. And if you're not, you're not a killer
in these streets.
Yeah. So and it's great. You know, if you think about it from that perspective, because it makes you think differently, because it makes you say, okay, I can have these thoughts, but not be these thoughts.
Right.
Which is powerful in its own.
For a lot of people.
That's powerful in its own.
Right.
Like, all right.
Because a lot of people think poorly of themselves, but
that
they really don't act like that. Like they might feel like they're a bad person.
Yeah.
But they're out there like feeding the homeless and giving their last to other people.
That's the battle with your
subconscious
mind that you're battling every day. That part of you that wants to be positive is your conscious mind, and the other part is your subconscious mind trying to bring you back down to a comfortable state that it knows. So when you're doing something that's uncomfortable, you're gonna have a reaction with your own self, which is your subconscious mind saying, no, we don't do that. That's like when I went to Hawaii and I got in the Shark Tank with your mom.
Shark Tank, the ocean.
Well, I got in the ocean, but I got in the shark cage, right? So when I got in the cage, I don't do nothing like that. So I'm sitting there, I'm trying to convince myself not to get in the water. Like, nah, I'm good. I ain't gonna get in. Soon we get out there, I'm gonna be like, I'm sick or something. So I'm trying to convince myself not to get in, and because my subconscious mind like say we don't do that. But I got in the water, and I was like, okay, well, I can do this. It's different because even though my subconscious was like, man, no, we don't do that. That's a bad idea. You're gonna get out there, you're gonna get bit. Them sharks like dark meat. All that.
They only bite if you touch their private parts.
So yeah. So anyways, y'all, that's what I mean, man. This was great information for me. I hope this helps any of y'all with just anything that y'all got going on. I'm talking about to your job, whatever it is you're trying to deal with in life. Realize that whatever you're doing, you're not that thought until you act on it.
And that helps in terms of anxiety, because if you remember at the beginning, Mr. Izzo here said he doesn't say he has an anxiety disorder. He's going to say that sometimes he struggles with anxiety because he's changing his mindset so that he doesn't feel like he has
I don't want to accept that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I deal with. And that's part of just trying to change how you think about stuff. So on
a subconscious level.
So
that you don't constantly wake up with anxiety on your mind because you haven't been subconsciously thinking about it the entire time you've been asleep. Right. So in case you guys kind of might have got lost in why he was mentioning all this, that is exactly why he was mentioning it. And it doesn't just help with anxiety, though. It can help you with your life overall and other aspects. So that's why he was bringing it up.
Yeah. And not to forget meditation. I ain't all that great with meditation, to be honest with y'all. I've been struggling with that. I do it off and on.
They have guided meditations that are actually really good for beginners.
Yep, they got a lot of those out there, man. For you to check out. So I recommend that. Yep. Great for breathing. The breathing exercises are great in regards to even bringing you down whenever you are very anxious, and helps you to recenter yourself and your focus. Because what happens when you get super anxious like that, you're focused on a particular event, and when you meditation brings you away from the event, and then it brings you into reality. So what's actually happening? So you're breathing, feeling your heartbeat, or feeling your body, smelling the air. It brings you into your current senses and current situation instead of what you're anxious about.
I like it. I love it. I remember the first 2 or 3 days that I meditated, I cried. I did.
Yeah.
Because the meditation that I had that I was using, the guided one, was like really moving for me as far as releasing all the negative.
What was he saying? Like, you're thicker than a Snicker.
No, I was crying because he was finally telling me, somebody was telling me you're thicker than a Snicker other than myself.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was releasing negative energy and releasing everything that's harmed you over the years. Sometimes hearing it and being in a quiet space and going through the breathing and getting to that point, because it guides you there. Yeah. So getting to that point, and I'm super in my mind. I can imagine a lot of stuff myself. Mm-hmm. My imagination is super vivid. Yeah. That definitely helps with lots of things I do.
Is crazy.
But so, yeah, I could picture it, and so what it was telling me to do, I did, and so it was very emotional for me.
Yeah, man, which is all good, man. So, and
I ain't embarrassed to say.
And I mean, that kind of helps us kind of get into the last part we want to talk about, which is dealing with somebody that suffers from it. You know what I mean? When you got
living with somebody who has anxiety. Yeah. So, a little bit on me. I identify with being an empath. I'm also identifying as being a female, but
yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
I'm a cisgendered female.
Man.
All these dang terms.
Lord.
But I'm also super empathetic, sympathetic, hella compassionate. So living with somebody with anxiety, I think for me is a struggle sometimes, because you can feel the energy. Like when you become close with your partner, it seems like you know when there's something wrong. You know when your partner's upset or irritated, but sometimes you might not know and they just feel a little bit off. Like they're kind of like not acting like themselves or the person that you're normally used to.
Right.
Now, my husband lives with anxiety every day, and I mean, he deals with it every day. He doesn't expose it every day, but there are days where it's heightened. And for me, how our energy, how we click, how we talk around the house, how we joke, laugh, tease each other, stuff like that, it's just different. Sometimes he's a little more on edge, and I'll be like, yo, you all right, fam? And he'd be like, yeah, I'm cool. I'd be like, you sure? Yeah, why are you asking me? Sometimes I know from his response, if I get kind of like a bite back, his anxiety is high. So I don't necessarily need him to confirm that. I'll just be like, all right, kids, dad's having a day. We need to all kind of fall back and make sure he's cool. So keep your crap to a minimum.
Yeah.
But it can get stressful. So the one thing that I'll say is definitely talk to your partner. It's not okay for them to be snapping at you and all of that, but you need to know when there is a time and a place to discuss it.
Right.
Don't bring it up in the middle of a crap storm when they're going through anxiety and they might be at a heightened level of it. Right. Don't snap back. Right. That's definitely not going to help. Not to say that it's happened with he and I, but knowing our personalities and how we get, should I have? It probably would have escalated so quickly to the point that we would have had to have our teenage mediator come out of the room and all right, what's going on, folks?
Yeah. Go to your corners. Right. Yeah.
So living with somebody with anxiety can be kind of difficult, but I feel almost a sense of accomplishment and joy when I've seen him work through it, or I've helped him be able to work through it. Like, I'm always here for him. An open, minded person kind of takes information in and then allows the person to speak. Now, I'm not always that great at letting him speak, because sometimes the stuff he says I feel like is offensive, but he's not necessarily trying to offend me. He's just saying how he feels in that moment. Right. So he feels like I might be saying he's wrong, or, I'm going in on him, and I feel like I need to defend myself. Right. Sometimes that's not the best thing to do when somebody's having an episode. You might just let them get it out. And my thing is, I kind of stand there and smile, or I laugh. And sometimes that helps. It breaks it up. Right. It'd be like, yo, what are you laughing at? Or he starts laughing because he has no idea what I'm laughing at. All right. And it takes the pressure off. But I myself has had some times, and because you are so hyper aware, you get on me.
Yeah. I can notice when somebody's overstressed, and I just don't want them to too much stress, constant stress over and over and over. I know what that could lead to. For people that haven't really experienced what I had experienced, I just try to avoid them to even have to go there. Because anybody that's ever dealt with anxiety over long term, they know exactly how they used to feel before they had their very first episode that switched it all up. So I know what it's like to not be hyper aware. And I also know what it's like to be hyper aware.
Yeah, I'm not hyper aware.
And being hyper aware,
which is great.
Hyper aware it's got its advantages. Like I'm like ain't nobody gonna sneak up on us, man. I know that. Like, I'm straight up like all that stuff. I'm aware of things like that. So, but it's just to say, hey, take it easy, take a break, relax.
Because he does that for me. I get anxiety over migraines. I suffer from
Yeah,
migraines.
no doubt.
And the minute I feel like I might have a headache going on, you know, I'll let him know. And then he becomes hyper aware for me. He'd be like, yo, sit down and relax. Yo, did you have your water? Yo, sit down and relax. Yo, stop cleaning. Yo, sit down and relax.
Yeah.
You're gritting your teeth. No, I'm not. You're clenching your fist. No, I'm not. Look at you. And then I'm looking down. I'm like, oh, you know, I kind of am like kind of tense. Like, and I am moving kind of aggressively, like a linebacker down this hallway.
Man, you don't really notice it until you start being more aware of it. And then when you're aware of it, you're like, damn, I was gritting my teeth, or I was clenching my fist, or I was balling my feet.
Even in the bed, he'll be like grab my shoulders and pull my shoulders down, like relax. And I'm like, I'm relaxing. No, you not. And then it's like, we have this exercise that we do where he's just like, you know, it's almost like a guided meditation. He's like, breathe in and breathe out. Act like you're sinking into the bed.
Man, hey, man, I'm all about relaxation these days now, man. Like, that's just what I'm about. It's like being able to get to a place where you can relax and be comfortable. So,
but I would suggest that if you are living with somebody with anxiety, or you have anxiety, having that conversation with your partner or your friend or your roommate or whoever it is, to let them know or to ask them and just tell them, like, you know, you might have noticed some things, and if they feel this kind of way, the communication is key.
Yeah, straight up.
Because I know for you, when you're going through it, you don't want to talk about it because it makes it more heightened.
Oh, yeah.
So, but for you, coming to me afterwards means a lot, because it lets me know that, okay, I wasn't just tripping.
Right.
I did pick up on something. I wasn't the one being crazy. And it does make things progress a little bit more smoothly, because now we're both in the know. And then you might be able to just have like a safety word, you know, like I've told you, like, just, bruh, it's a day. Like, I'm having a day. So like, I'll even tell him like, oh, excuse me, I'm having a day. And I just might need some time to woo-saw. So definitely keep the lines of communication open. Yeah,
man. Well, I think that's pretty much it, y'all. This episode pretty much, man, was you know, I mean, it was lightly on Trump, but it was more so
dedicated to 2020.
Yeah. Mental health right now, man, has been skyrocketing for a lot of people during this time. And so I just wanted to give my view on it, or our view on it, and definitely my personal take on it, man. So
I wanted to go over a little bit of our journey and drop some gems, because I know there's a lot of things that he's taught me about anxiety that I was completely unaware of before. And a lot of the stuff, like the cold shower, splashing your face with ice cold water, stuff like that, has really helped grounding you. And, you know, sometimes going outside barefoot, if you have grass, walking in some grass, and just, you know, being in nature also helps with the anxiety, or at least kind of bring you out of it. So, I mean, maybe not in the midst of a panic attack, but if you're starting to feel overwhelmed, like one might happen, rush in there and get some cold water on your face.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Nah, man. I appreciate y'all listening to us again. This is episode 12. We got our first sponsor again, man. And
shout out to Design Multiverse. Martin, you the man, bro.
Hey, bro. Yes, sir. Like I said, I got some more shirts that I'm going to be ordering soon. And, yeah, man, I ain't really got much else to talk about. Thanks once again to our listeners and our viewers. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know what I mean, definitely like the content. We're going to be talking about all kind of more stuff anyways, but like, subscribe,
hit us up, follow us at WeRandomTv on Instagram and on YouTube, WeRandom on Facebook, and please email us at WeRandomLive@gmail.com with any questions, topics, music, or promotion submissions. You can also follow me on IG at Savannah808Smiles and IzzoOnTheBeat at IzzoOnTheBeat on Instagram as well.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe on YouTube. Mahalo for listening, watching, and supporting. We wish y'all health, wealth, and blessings. Aloha.
Izzo, I just need another one.